kitchen. Where's the...
So we're talking about the GFI in the
That's
trailer.
it.
The
That's it right
GFI is directly connected to, what did you just say, bud? It's connected
See,
to...
that's off right there. See the red light?
Yeah.
So then if the refrigerator don't work, or none of your receptacles in the kitchen, or your outside receptacle, better come in here and reset it.
Got it.
Yeah, because that's usually what's happened.
That's happened quite often.
All right.
And
The
AC.
yeah.
All right, check this out. This is pretty cool. All right, you got this one button. This is your button right here to find all your options. Off, fan, low. Make sure it comes on. That's low fan only. All right, hit it again. High fan comes on. What you see what you see right there is the room temperature.
Current room temperature.
Okay. Come on. Or did it come on? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
It did.
It did.
All right. Then if you want low cool, or high cool, I should say.
I think it's got high cool, low cool, and auto on that system.
There, hear it click, the compressor come on. Then you can hit it again. Now this is a fan that's on all the time. This is this setup right you see here. Cool, high, cool, low. That means it will come on, cool, but the fan never cuts off.
Okay.
All right. You have a high fan or low fan. All right. Then we want to go to the next setting, which is auto low. What that does, it turns the fan off.
So it's like your house. So when you set it, it's going to come on when it, like it's going to keep you at 76.
Yep.
And then, yeah.
Same thing, and if you want a high fan, you click it one more time, it gives you a high fan.
Okay.
And it should come here and come on. Alright. Then we go one more time. That's electric heat.
Okay.
Alright. That electric heat, let's put it like this. Don't depend on it at anything below 40 degrees.
Okay.
Because it's nothing but a little bitty heat strip, like a hot plate, and it blows air across
It just
it.
blows like warm forced air through these upper vents.
Upper vents. Oh, while we're talking about vents.
Okay.
Yeah, it hits me when she talks. I've had
You need a
customers-
cheat sheet. You need to create a cheat sheet.
All right, see this vent? See how they rotate?
Yes.
All right. If it's rotated like there, it's going to get hot in here.
I never knew this, y'all.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
This cold air is going straight to this.
Oh.
Straight to the thermostat.
And it tells it it's comfortable, cut off.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Okay.
It's the little things in life.
Yeah. And so you rotate it.
Got it.
Exactly. You
Okay.
rotate it away from it.
Okay.
And another thing, well, we didn't want that. This is the gas furnace down here.
That's like,
gas.
I say to people, that's your hard heat. That's your serious, going to run you out of here heat.
Yeah, it's hot.
And it comes out in one
I've
place.
got it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So it doesn't come out in the vents. I get asked that a lot, you know, and you've got a ducted system for AC. You have a heat strip that the heat will blow warm forced air through those vents, but your true furnace heat comes from one place.
Got it.
Yeah, I get asked that a
How long will
lot.
that gas last if you're on the gas
okay,
heat?
if you're on the gas, let me get all this off.
Because your gas you use for your stove, your hot water heater, and your furnace,
Yeah.
right? And then your fridge.
And the fridge if needed. All right, a 20-pound bottle, if it's say 32 degrees, it will last about 12 or 14 hours if it stays at 32. Say it gets 32 tonight, tomorrow 60, you know, come on off and on, it will last 2 or 3 days like that.
Yeah.
If it's 32 degrees for 3 days, it just lasts hours because it pulls.
Okay.
And did you tell them about up on the bottles what the switch things are?
No, I want to go out there and do that.
Okay. But anyway.
I want to do that and I want to video that this time
Yeah.
because
Furnace. Then, all right. When we're talking about air conditioning, when you get to somewhere and it's really hot, we're just gonna do the fan. This was a true statement. I went to a school. See this right here. This was called a quick cool setup. Come out a long time ago. I'm talking about like in the late 70s. And the man that made that for the Coleman, and then everybody else copied it, was for the mothers. Because he went camping with his wife, and Mama was so hot at the beach, she was furious. You turn this on, it floods this room while she's sitting there cooling off.
And
Okay.
that means if you've got those open, it's not coming through the vents.
That's what it's doing. It's
Like if you
flooding
get
this.
somewhere you want to dump the system and get it cooler faster, you use those two vents first, then you go to your
it
vents in the
floods room
ceiling.
Here with cold,
Got it.
cool, and then
Didn't know that either.
15 or 20 minutes. This area is getting comfortable, especially when it's 105 degrees
Yes.
down there. It does this, and then when it starts getting comfortable, you flip this off.
Then it goes back through your vents.
Bam, it goes back there, back there, and everybody says there's no air coming right here.
I
Come
got
out.
you. That
It
makes
will
sense.
not, because it comes back so fast. But you go to the bathroom, touch that one in the bathroom. Look how forceful it is.
Yep.
That's crazy.
If you want more air here, cut that one off.
Okay.
So you just manage them how
Yeah.
you need. Because I mean, on a super, super hot day, that's the first thing I would do is dump it all in here, get it where you need it, and then start managing
And I've
them.
seen this too, where how this works, you'll see vents on the left, or actually on the left and on the right. It's coming out of the air conditioner like this, going two
Yep.
different directions. You can crack one of these right here to help with this.
Okay.
It's not much going back there now, but it helps this room if there's a lot of people in this room.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's once you understand your flow of air, you can manage it really well.
Okay.
And like I said, up here it's the same thing. You can turn them vents.
A lot of times I turn mine off up in the bed area because it gets
It's
kind of cold.
Because I mean, you're right there on top.
Yeah.
Of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can cut them. Then when you cut them off, it gets really cold back here. So pick and choose. Air conditioner filters. Push in the edges here, come down. See how they have a one way. It's easier as going in first.
Yep.
I ain't got no fingernails, so you have to pull this filter out like this.
And those are washable filters.
You just wash the plastic.
Yep.
You just wash
But they
it out.
definitely need to be checked because we get these trailers here that people have never, ever.
And they're
And
so
what it'll
big.
do is it'll slow your system down.
Yes. Right.
It gets so thick, and then it goes up into the air, and this it goes from bad to worse. Okay. And then you see the little tongues right there.
Yes.
Goes like so. This and this. That's how that works.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see if there's nothing up here. You need to. And when you shut that door, make sure it clicks.
Latches.
Here.
Yep.
It locks. All right. I'm gonna show you little tricks here. All right. This is the on and off. This is an automatic set refrigerator. If you want, say you're sitting at the horse show, you got nothing but just you, no power, no nothing. Hit that right there. This thing will automatically light on gas and will run. As long
Now, I
as
get
the
a lot
battery-
of questions, but about people wanting to know about running it down the road.
No.
Okay.
This
I
is-
agree with you.
The reason I say that, I've seen things happen. If you get this thing cold, let me get that off because there's gas in here. It's clicking trying to light. If you turn this thing on 24 hours before you leave, on level ground, not up like this, not down like this, not sitting like this. It's got to be on level ground. This is a gravity-fed system. It's got to be. It ain't got to be perfect. It's just got to be on somewhat level. And once you get on level ground, turn it on 24 hours, all this is cold. Throw your food in there. Most people don't drive no more than 4 to 5 hours most.
Yeah.
All right, at 95 degrees, this thing closed and cold.
Yeah, I was
Shut
telling
off.
him it's kind of like a cooler,
Yeah.
essentially.
This thing won't drop but 2 degrees in
Okay.
4 hours, and it closed.
Hmm.
You open it one time, there goes 10 degrees.
Yep. Right.
So, riding down the road with it on, no, because things happen.
Yeah.
And I've seen one accident where had nothing to do with the trailer, but the guy beside him was filling up, and this guy was up here filling his truck up, and this thing was on gas.
Mm.
And this guy over here, he caught his
Mm.
thing on fire.
On the switches here, you've got on, off, and then you've got gas, or if you're somewhere you do auto, and auto is when you're plugged into power.
Yeah. See, if you leave it on auto all the time, say you want to get it cold, but I don't want to drag up the drop cord and all that mess. You can turn this thing on, leave it on auto, and it'll light on gas.
Okay.
All right. You leave it then when you unplug it, turn it off. Drive where you want to. Then when you get to where you want, plug it to electricity, turn it on, it'll automatically go to electricity.
And it also has the directions here for it.
Yes.
The other thing too that I want you to show him is a thermostat and about keeping the tray in there.
All right. See this little tray right here?
Yes.
People take those out, okay? This
Do
is
not.
why we're...
Yeah, do not. Have a tendency, I need that room. Well, what that does, in case, this thing drips and condensates a little bit, it's got a little trough right there and it runs outside. Then they have a problem with water here.
And then they leak their trailer.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We've seen it happen, so...
See this little thermostat? It says up and down, cold and colder. See it right there?
I see the
On the
sticker.
wall?
Yeah,
I see
sticker.
the sticker.
Yeah.
There's a little sleeve that moves.
See this thing right here? It's leaking.
Oh.
Nobody ever knows that that's what this
Yeah.
is.
That's what
Got
that-
it.
And this is what I do. I usually put them about right here because it makes them a whole lot more efficient and they do better. And the more you go over here, the colder this bottom will get.
Oh, I didn't see. I learned something every time.
Yeah. See, when it's over here, what happens is this thing's gravity fed and it goes through here like a snake. It comes down right here and comes in here first. And if this thermostat is really sensitive, and it says, okay, it's already cold enough, I'm cutting it off. But yet, this down here is still, still warm. But this is so sensitive, so then the more you put it over here, the longer it takes for it to get cold.
Makes sense.
And then all this cold that drafts down here starts getting all this cold again.
So you're saying move this thing up and down on that little ridge.
you-
For your temperature.
Yeah, it helps a little bit, but if it ain't getting cold enough, start moving it over.
I got you.
Oh, that's
Still-
good to know.
Yeah, you just move it over, and the farther you go to the left, and if you take it off and throw it down here, it would almost freeze everything in the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I've seen guys at construction sites, they want a beer cooler.
Okay.
From here down is cold beer, and because they took the thermostat out and they throw it in there because they figured it out.
All right.
Okay. All right.
That's
Anything
a turn
else
on.
about the fridge?
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to
There
cut
you
it
go.
off.
Good deal.
Perfect.
And like I said, make sure these doors are closed.
Okay.
These are your fan speeds. Pick any one you want.
It's a fantastic fan.
It really pulls in the air.
Yeah, so like if you were somewhere in the mountains and you wanted to have all your windows open and you turn this on, it'll pull air through the trailer. It's super nice.
Yeah.
And it does have a sensor on it that it will shut when it rains. Yep.
Yeah, and then you cut the fan off. Like so. And when you hit that, it all back closed. If you just want to crack this vent, I'm not tall enough. Just turn that handle and you can crack it.
Okay.
Without having to go through any of this.
All right.
So you just wanted it up there just to, keep it from smelling musty in here. If you do that, crack it. Okay. And it'll do that. This light is a
Horse box. Yeah, so you got to switch for the horse box in here as well.
If
Yeah.
you want water from the toilet only, so you can flush it, you push it all the way down. Slide that. Yeah, I don't want to step on your feet there. That goes all the way down. Make sure, you see this ball, they call this a ball valve. See that ball valve there? If you're just urinating, that's all right. If you got a solid waste, it's got to go all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
Because if you do this, it catches on that edge,
Yeah.
toilet
No,
paper
no.
and all, and then that
No,
toilet
no.
paper just keeps packing in there, then it won't hold water.
I got you.
And little is best. As little as you can use is best.
Toilet paper.
And use the...
He's scared. I go, I can't cut
Well,
it
that
off.
too. That too. I mean, you just have
You
to
can't
like...
cut it off. Yeah.
All right. So, and then you need to use the toilet paper that's made for
Yes,
campers.
campers,
Yeah.
And the same thing, I'm talking about toilet chemical.
Yeah, let's talk
Charge.
about... This is the toilet version.
Yeah, this is the toilet version. This is how the charge works. You buy the toilet chemical, it's either liquid or powder or tablet form. Don't matter which one you want. Just whatever there's so many different smells, I can't recommend nothing. And a charge is, say it's a liquid, you pour, say a capful. It's usually a 20 to 30 gallon sewer tank. You pour it in there, make sure when you flush it, all of it gets off the toilet. It goes down in there. That's a charge.
Okay.
You can use it. This valve's always got to be closed at all times. The toilet valve.
Which toilet valve?
We're gonna show it to you
Okay.
here shortly. It's a toilet valve. You'll see on the side of the trailer. It says gray water,
Oh, right.
sewer water.
Right.
The sewer has always got to be closed. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, because
about
you
it.
know what? I did that. I literally did not know until doing walkthroughs with him, and I'm videoing this time, that if like you're hooked to the sewage at the campground and you've got it open and you leave it open the whole time you're there, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Did not know that because obviously the fumes are coming back up and
It's not so much that the solid waste from us gets hard as a brick.
oh, there's two reasons.
Yes, and it sticks to the tank, just like super glue. And the odor, what she was talking about,
Yeah.
it gets really rough.
Right.
And all the liquid waste runs off, solid stays in there, and it just keeps accumulating.
I gotcha.
It's just like a rock area, and everything sticks to it.
Okay.
So you always leave it solid, closed, add your liquid, and then when it gets 3/4 to almost full, let me tell you this little secret too to make it work better for you down the road. Every time you charge it, take some
Dawn dish detergent.
Squirt some in there and flush it. And what that Dawn does is soap. As you're going down the road, it's
like a washer machine.
Yeah, it's bubbling. And it's coating that tank. It won't do it the first time, second time. This goes on for about a year. And you just do it every time you charge it. And what it does, it makes that tank slick. And in the same breath here now, when you hook the sewer hose to it,
It's gonna come out slick fast.
yeah, hurry.
Okay.
When you hook the sewer hose to it and you stick it in the ground, somebody needs to step on it, on the end of it, to keep it from coming out of the ground. So when you pull that, because when it comes out of there, it's like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
The snake, I
Yeah.
mean, it just runs across the yard like, whoa.
Yeah.
It comes out so quick.
And you
but-
charge it every time you go to the bathroom, or every time you go to number 2?
No, one time. You charge it one time until the tank gets 3/4 of a tank.
Right. It's like a maintenance thing to do.
I got
One
you.
time, and then after you empty it, you come in here, put your charge in there, flush it, go home. If you're going, if you say you're going to empty it before you go home,
Yeah.
charge it, ride home, put you some soap in there, and that soap, as you're going down the road, fills
Gotcha.
that tank.
So it's after you empty it.
After you empty it,
Yep.
every time.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every time you empty the sewer tank. Now, the gray water side is a different story. If you're at a campground using the showers and the sink, you can tie the sewer hose to it, leave it open, make sure it's in the ground. You don't need to collect shower water unless you're at a horse show to where you're not allowed to, got no dumping situation.
Yeah, so your gray water is just your soapy water out of your showers and
it's
sinks.
safe. I mean, you can go on the ground, but
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
Because people at the horse shows or people putting on horse shows, they don't want to walk and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But that's how that works.
Okay.
But sewer, I always catch it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So this is the bathroom
That's the
version.
bathroom. And always make sure this is closed and locked in travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've had to fix a couple of these where they come loose and
Yeah.
bang on there. And you know about this? Let me get this right. See how I twisted that one?
Yes.
It's got another one at the top the same way. And what that does, it bypasses the hot water heater. Instead of it going into it, it goes around it and out the other side. So you can put antifreeze in the hot and cold water lines.
Okay.
Because you don't want to put it in that hot water heater.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put it in your fresh water tank.
Tank. That's the reason. This is, see this kit right here, it's got a hose on it. And you put your gallon of antifreeze right here. You take this cap off. And there's a valve here and a valve there. One is for the freshwater tank that's under the floor, which is one over here. And this other one right here is for this line. So it can pull antifreeze out of the gallon jug. And it
So
only
your
takes
water
2
pump,
gallons
your water
to
pump
winterize.
is what will pull that straight out of the tank. Like I said, we got that video and it'll make sense in the video.
Yeah, because I can see you already confused, like,
Yeah,
what?
we're
We're not gonna-
overloading you with a lot of
Well,
stuff.
Jennifer also has a guy that comes and does her trailer maintenance
There you
on,
go.
on her property. I bet he can do it too.
He can. He will.
Absolutely.
I bet he can do it.
He will.
I think that's everything in here. I wanted you to show him on the two propane tanks.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright.
That part.
And just don't let me forget. I'll come
We
in
gotta
and put the
fix
screw
two- yeah,
in
those
now,
two
and
things.
tighten that.
We'll go out and do
Other than
that.
that, speakers, like I said, all the owner's manuals
in that blue zip.
And it tells you about all this right here.
Okay.
Like I said, they change so often we can't keep up.
Convection microwave pretty much has the directions in there. I can tell you I use it as a microwave. I've never really used it as a convection, but you can bake in it. You tell Jennifer she can bake a pie or
All right,
something.
these are two 20-pound gas grill bottles. If you look on the side, it's got a gauge.
Yes.
So you can tell when you're running out of propane. See, it's empty.
Yep.
And these things just screw off by hand. Just like at home. But see how this works. Make sure it's good and tight. All right, see this little lever right here?
Yes.
It's either left or right. It don't matter which way you want to turn it. Just pick one. Anyway, when you start this, you turn both bottles on.
Both bottles on.
And you see it's red right there now. It's
Yes.
telling you, this has got an arrow on it. It's telling you that bottle's empty. This is an automatic regulator. If these two bottles were empty, I mean, these two bottles were full, it would turn from red to silver. And it'd run off this bottle till it got empty. Then when it automatically switches when this bottle gets empty, then what you gotta do, you'll come out here and you say it's red, pointing to that bottle. You got a gauge here that's telling you it's empty. You can take this bottle off and you get it filled. Then you can switch it over here to take the bottle off, you'll get it filled. And it'll go from red to silver again.
So
But
always have both
both
bottles
bottles
on at all times.
That's it. That's how the automatic switch works.
Okay.
You gotta have them both on. Both are on. So whichever the first one that goes empty, it'll show here, pointing at this bottle, cut it off, switch it, take it apart, you'll have it filled.
Okay.
But it's got to be on, and people say, well, I'll just do it like that and run off both bottles. It don't work like that.
Okay.
It's either left or right. There
Okay.
ain't no in between.
All right.
So,
But at least initially, just turn it all off, and then
Yeah.
go fill them both.
yeah, no, you can do that. I mean, if you
Right.
got a gauge so you can,
I mean, at least initially, you want to fill both,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes. And this is on and off for that.
Let's talk that 12-volt system real quick, because I was trying to talk. It's locked. And yeah. I told him about the switch, and the switch needs to be off when not in use, and the switch needs to be on when you're plugged into power, correct?
Yep. Hi. These are two maintenance batteries, maintenance-free batteries, pretty so. And when you're plugged to power, turn this on, and when you turn it on, it charges these batteries automatically. No ifs and ands or buts about it. And
Yeah,
this switch,
that's good to know about that fuse.
this
right there.
fuse here, I can't remember if it's for the power jack. I'm thinking it's for the power jack or the awning lights.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
It's in a funky spot, yeah.
Yep. They used to label them, but that's not no more.
Okay.
All right. So other than that, like I said, just every so many months, plug it up, let it charge the battery.
And they can trickle drain if that switch is left on.
Yes.
And to charge it, you can charge it with multiple things: the truck, shore power, trickle charger, jump cables, and I did tell him everything has an override. The hydraulic jack has an override,
Yep.
the slide has an override, the awning, power awning has an override. So all of those have a manual override.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And then real quick, just to reiterate, on plugging it in 365, 24/7 is not good due to
Yep.
the two things
Yeah.
are.
Lightning is one of them.
Lightning's the main one, guys.
You know, the power converter cuts itself down, but it don't cut itself off.
Yeah, so you're overrunning that inverter.
I mean, and it being a maintenance-free battery, you don't know when it, boils the water out of them.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Good points.
So,
Slide his
super
information.
you buy it in the spray can or whatever, and you shoot this rubber and this rubber as far as way you can in there. You don't have one, and across the bottom. And what it does, it keeps these things soft and pliable.
So silicone spray,
Silicone spray, it's a lubricant.
a lubricant around all of your seals, and then you said WD-40 or something along those lines on your cables.
Yeah, and if not, if you get a ladder and up here where there's an awning right there, it's got a little bitty shaft in it, shoot some WD-40 in there, because what happens, water gets in there and it fights the rust in yours.
I got you.
Yeah,
All right, maintenance on the slide.
You know, we're talking about waste tanks. See here with the wastewater?
Yes.
That is your sinks and shower.
Okay.
All right, the valve, and these things rotate, so you can keep
Yep,
your sewer
I
hose
showed
on.
him that.
Yep.
So you ain't got to get something to put your knees on
Yeah.
when you're there too.
The one's open. I can see the levers open on
The cap's gonna be a little tough getting them off since it's
the.
new.
They are.
And what little water's in here is nothing but antifreeze. You
Yeah.
see the red antifreeze?
Yeah.
That's all that's in there now, is a little bit of antifreeze and water.
That's from you de-winterizing it.
Yep. And like I said, your sewer hose, it goes up and turns just like this cap and locks.
So those levers are the ones you want to leave shut
Yes.
when you're hooked to
This
a
is the
sewage
little one.
system somewhere.
Gotcha.
Okay,
The
cool.
one's over here.
Okay.
Cool.
You got
Cool,
one
cool.
hose and two spouts.
Okay.
That's how that works. Then you just shut it.
You're fine. You're fine. This is about you. I'm just.
For travel.
Is
Got the steps and all that.
there anything on the Sandy Wash that,
Oh, yeah.
that I mean, I talked it through, but I want to hear your just.
All right, this is how this works. Just the Sanity Wash or whatever. You take the water hose out of here, pull that out, stick it in there. When you're dumping the tank, after it's finished dumping, stick the hose there, turn it on. It's got a nozzle in there, and it shoots water every different direction. Here, 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 and some of them even rotate. And what it does, with that valve open, going into the ground, it rinses out that tank.
Okay.
And you've
Pretty
got your
cool.
Dawn disinfectant in there, so it's just going to do
Right.
it really quick.
Okay.
All right,
We'll do it
cool.
quick.
Good deal.
And then if I say, well, I don't want the tank, there's no way sewer can come up with this. So you take it right back out, put it right back in there.
So you're just gonna wait until your tank's full or you're leaving on your trip, about to leave, before you hook up the line
Yes.
to dump everything out.
Yep.
Yep.
Most people do that at the end. You know, a lot of places have dump stations that as you hook up and leave, you dump
okay.
leaving.
On the
So
way
it's kind
out.
of a leave thing for
Gotcha.
sure.
Okay.
There are some setups that have actual, like, you know, at the site is what we're saying to keep
Yeah.
the little valve shut. And then when you're leaving, you obviously dump there
Dump it out,
and then
yep.
shut the valve and go
Got
on
it.
about your business. Yeah.
Say we're leaving the horse show and it's got a dump site. You hook it to the sewer first, empty it. Hit it with the fresh water here in the tank, cut it off. Shut that one, then rinse over here and tie it to that one.
Because that'll rinse out your
Rinse out your hose.
Okay.
This is soapy water. This is your park cable.
Yeah, I was trying to tell him that's just like the hookup.
At any campground.
Yeah.
You're paying for park cable, that's what this for, or some satellites. That's what
Okay.
some of them plugs are for.
I got
Okay.
If you purchase a satellite.
Okay.
All right.
This right here comes off, hooks up like so. See that big old plug right there?
Yes.
That's an 1/16. You know, like ratchet,
Okay.
1/16 socket, and a long extension so you can get out here. So you can just take it out and it drains, and it comes out in a hurry.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want it even faster, you pull this little lever right here. It's got water in it.
For pressure.
It's a pressure relief valve.
Okay.
If you ever see this leaking, unless it's really, really dripping, when I say dripping, coming out like this right here, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Because what happens sometimes when this is super cold and it heats it up so quick, this valve senses that temperature, and instead of it rapidly heating up too fast, it lets the pressure off,
Okay.
and it'll usually do something like this
And
right here.
what are these two for?
All right,
That,
this one on the left is nothing.
okay.
These are the reset buttons, but the one on the right, you'll feel, put your finger right there and you'll feel a little old bitty button right there.
Yep.
Right there, yeah. That's the reset in case it don't want to fire.
Okay.
That happens very, very seldom.
No.
And what them are is thermostats.
All right, and now when you fire your hot water heater, it tries 3 times.
Got a it's called a 3-tri board. And say you've had it cut off for 6 months at a time, you turn the gas on. Oh, don't forget, we got to tell them about that stove. It's got a new style stove.
Okay. This is a Merhow. We're
Yeah.
doing a 2020.
The new style
4.
stove, you got to turn it on, push the button down. Gotta have a stick lighter, just like a grill lighter. Light the burner first before anything else.
Yeah.
Why? Because it always has a little air in the line where the gas has been cut off.
And a lot of times you can do that, like after a trailer's been sitting and you try to do your hot water heater, you can actually fire your your gas stove to pull the gas through the lines to bleed the lines.
Yep,
So that's one way if that's not working. And then I guess is the reset is going to be one of like a last resort.
What this reset does, like I said, this is a thermostat really.
Okay.
And what keeps it from getting too hot. If it gets too hot, it'll automatically cut it off.
Okay.
And it won't, it will come on and off because it is a thermostat. But if it gets too hot, I think it's like 200 degrees or whatever, this thermostat kicks out to save the hot water heater from exploding.
Okay. All right.
Run it up, you ain't got to mess with it. It will automatically kick itself in to getting straight.
Okay.
And what this is for, say you're out here and it drizzles rain. You don't want the water ponding here in front of the drizzle over there. It'll run off this fabric and right here. All right, say you're up on a hill and the sun is eye level and it's running in the window and all that. What you can do too is bring this thing down as low as it'll go to shade the side of the trailer. Right? And then, like I said, in the same breath, with this style awning, it don't matter where it's at, it will automatically kick itself back into gear. You know, what's going on, it'll straighten itself out. Like I said, it is slow going in.
It's because of those shocks.
Heavy rain, roll it up. Roll it up. Secure while traveling. That's good and hot. And wash it every couple, about a couple times a year. Yeah.
Wash
underneath.
Off underneath it.
Underneath, roll it out, and what I usually do is like Dawn or something like that, put on the brush and just something, a soft brush, nothing hard.